Good morning and welcome to Chess League. In this video I will be showing some of the games from the final round of WA online chess tournament. The tournament has finished now and I would like to say thank you to organizers, players and parents for this tournament. It's been a pleasure for me to review the games from this tournament. I think all players have done really well in this tournament and 4 players have demonstrated higher level of chess. These players are Jamie, Oscar, Iker and Alex. And today I will be showing you their games. Let's have a look at the first game. Jamie versus Aarnav. In this position, black is a pawn up, but it's not at all easy to play this position for black, due to the fact that the king on g7 is not very well protected. So white is threatening now to play knight to f5 check or knight to h5. The rook after that can be placed on h3 with a very dangerous attack on black's king. So for example, if black simply stands still and plays something like a6, white can play knight to f5 check, king g8, and now rook e6 with the idea rook takes g6, and if now f takes e6, then simply queen takes g6, king h8 and queen g7 checkmate. So black needs to be really cautious in this position. I think the best way to defend here for black would be to try to cover both of these squares by moving queen to d5. In this position, knight to f5 or knight to h5 is not an option for white anymore, because again, as I said, these squares are now covered by black's queen. If white tries to attack the queen on d5, black can simply play something like queen to a5. Instead of that, in the game, black decided to play f5, further deteriorating the position of black's king. And now let's see how quickly white managed to develop attack and win this game. Knight to h5 check, king went to h6, then queen f4 check, queen g5 defending from check, white taking the pawn on c7. Now black took the knight on h5 and white played rook h3, winning the queen and achieving winning position. In that position, if black played g takes h5, then white has a nice win here by playing rook to e6 check. Rook f6 is the only defense, and now a very nice move, queen to f7, pinning the rook. If now rook takes e6, then simply rook takes e6 with the following checkmate. The second game is Anthony versus Oscar. Very complicated position. White's pieces are developed. However, black already started attack on the king side. The rule says that if you are being attacked on the king side, generally speaking, the best way to respond is to try to attack in the center. So in this case, white could have played knight takes d4, e takes d4, and then maybe e5, trying to open up e-file. Instead, white decided to play h takes g4, knight takes g4, knight takes d4, removing the last defender of white's king, and after e takes d4, knight d5, black simply played queen to h4, threatening queen h2 and queen takes f2, f3, queen h2 check, king went to f1, the only possible square, queen h1 check, again king e2 is the only legal move, and now queen takes g2, checkmate. Very nice attack by black. The third game is Alistair versus Iker. In this position, black already has advantage due to the pair of bishops and generally more active position. As you can see, the bishop on g7 is attacking white's king. The bishop on c8 can go to e6. It will be attacking white's king again. The queen on a5 is into attack as well. And the rook on a8 can go easily to b8, putting even more pressure onto white's king. The best defense for white here would have been to play bishop to c4 and putting the bishop then on b3, trying to protect the king on b1. Instead of that, white decided to play knight to e2, removing the defender of the king. Let's see now how quickly black managed to achieve winning position here. They played rook b8, logical and natural move, attacking the pawn on b2. White played b3. You see how weak this diagonal is after white played b3. Black played c5 with idea c4. Queen d2, offering trade of the queens. Black rejected the trade. It's never a good idea to trade queens when you're attacking. Again, queen c1, offering a trade again. Queen went to a5. White played c3, and now black started attack. c4, with the idea c takes b3. Queen went to b2, defending the pawn. Black played bishop to e6, further attacking the pawn on b3 and activating the bishop. Knight d4, defending the pawn on b3. This defender on d4, however, can be easily removed by bishop takes d4, rook takes d4, c takes b3. Now if a takes b3, then simply rook takes b3, pinning and winning the queen. So white played rook b4, black played queen takes a2, queen takes a2, b takes a2, king a1, and here black played a5, achieving a huge advantage in this endgame. The fourth game is Eric versus Alex. Again, very complicated position, materially equal. The pawn on f7 can be very unpleasant for black. The queen on e6 is now under attack by black's rook. And I think the best move here for white would have been to move the queen, for example, to e4 or to e2. Instead, they decided to defend the queen by playing knight to c5. And now if rook takes e8, e6, then knight takes e6 and it's a checkmate. However, after this move knight c5, the knight on c5 and king on g1 are lined up on one diagonal, and of course at this level black easily noticed that after bishop d4 check, these two pieces are attacked at the same time, and black is now going to win the knight on c5. White played king h1, black took the knight on c5, and now white played queen e5, attacking the bishop on c5 and threatening queen h8 checkmate. And again, in this position, black easily saw that after bishop d4, they managed to defend the bishop on d4, and they managed to cover the square on h8 by the same bishop. So black is simply a piece up in this game, and they easily won this game a couple of moves later. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy your day, and I will see you next time.